how you guys doing? So let's move on to the next episode. So one thing I want to go over is improvising and soloing. It's been great the last few weeks. I started doing the ukulele workshops, and one of the best things about it. I mean, first of all, I enjoy doing it, but I really like the fact that it gives me an opportunity to kind of meet some of you guys as well. So as I meet you guys, and I can hear your questions, and I always encourage commenting, sending me an email or whatnot. And so lately I've been I've been learning what a lot of you guys are interested in, especially at the intermediate level or at the beginner level. So it seems like one really popular topic is soloing and improvising. Okay, so I want to kind of cover that in the next 2 or 3 episodes because improvising is a pretty big topic. Okay, I cannot do one episode and say, all right, you got it, good luck. It takes a lot of practice, okay, but I'll go over some things with you guys. We're gonna start off improvising in the key of C. What that means is you have to use your C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, high C, and then you can continue high D, high E, high F, high G. And there's many different ways to approach a solo, so we'll kind of talk about that, and hopefully this will help you. So I believe there's a handful of you guys out there asking about soloing and improvising, so hopefully the next couple episodes will help. Let's get started. Okay, so soloing and improvising. All right, so I know that one of the most important things, I guess, that you want to know is, what notes you can use. Basically, so I set up a little thing on my looper, but basically, so if I'm playing a G chord, A minor, F, take a solo. Move and it looks like I'm kind of doing whatever I want, and then you say, oh, I want to do that. Okay, so it does take practice, but I want to elaborate. I want to explain how you can practice. Okay, and maybe some of you guys already know, but yesterday I uploaded some play along videos entitled soloing or solo. Did I call it improvising? I forgot. But in the key of C at 140 beats per minute. Okay, so this is a song. This could be many songs, but call it No Woman No Cry, Bob Marley. Da, 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 ba, da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we'll just pretend that's the song we're playing. Okay, so you're the ukulele player, you're strumming. You have a singer, or maybe you're the singer, okay? And then somewhere down the line, he's gonna say, take a solo. Okay, so these are the notes we can use here. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, high C, high D, high E, high F, high G. And you can go further up, high A, high B, high C, okay? But there's step 1 and there's step 2, okay? Step 1 is actually trying to get comfortable moving your fingers. Okay, so a good exercise would be maybe, I don't know if this is too fast, let's try it. Hit, 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 hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so see if you can play all the quarter notes, pit, 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 using these notes without hitting any note twice. Okay, so And just, learn these exercises because you can always go back to that play along track. And when you're improvising, you're gonna actually give yourself these little exercises to do. So the first exercise is just picking all the different notes. And you're not allowed to pick any note 2 times in a row. Okay, so exercise number 1, you play it. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you pick as long as it's here. Picking any notes that I want, as long as one of these notes. One thing that I kind of suggest too is practice going up and down the scale. I mean, you can skip notes, but don't try to do something like 2, 3, wrong note. Try not to really skip notes. Practice going up the scale and coming back down, okay? So it's a lot smoother that way. Okay, so that's exercise number 1. You go to that play along video, 140 beats per minute, let that go. I'm actually strumming the same chords, but I'm playing each one 8 beats long. So, I mean, each chord is 8 beats long, so it's a little bit longer. And you could think of that as I'm yours. Okay? But anyways, it doesn't matter. As long as we're in the key of C and I am kind of around the same tempo, using the same groove, you can approach it the same way. Okay? So, anyways, is this mic better? You guys like it? So I got this little clip-on thing. I always had it, but I had some problems with it. I think it was the cable. I'm not sure, but maybe it's better now. Trying to improve the videos slowly. All right, so that's your first exercise. Don't forget that. After that, once you get comfortable with the notes, I know it's gonna sound funny when I say this, but the notes you play, I mean, assuming you're playing these notes, okay? The notes you play is actually the least important thing when you solo, okay? And what I mean by that is, even if you get comfortable playing all these notes, and then let's say Bob Marley goes, hey Bruce, take a solo. Say, all right, Bob, here we go. Yeah, man, 2, go. Bob Marley will be impressed with that. He'll probably say, no man. Okay, so, but what's wrong with my solo if I played all the right notes? Okay, and this is what I mean by, the notes is a given. You should be able to play the right notes, but the phrasing is very important. Okay, so like what I mean by phrasing is instead of just picking on the downbeats all the time, like pick, 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 rest, rest, pick, 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 rest, pick, pick, pick. Okay, you want to try to create different phrasing. So for example, let's try something like, see if you can do this. So without even thinking about notes, pick, 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 pick. Pick just that phrase right there, okay? So is that 4? Pick, 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 pick. Okay, and try to think of different places you could put it. You can put it anywhere. Pick, 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 pick. Pick, 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 pick. Pick, 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 pick. notes, right? Because we've already established that part. I'm assuming you did the exercise. So now you're trying to find different ways to play these notes, okay? So the phrasing is really important. So now step 2, maybe you choose a picking pattern like pick, 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 pick. 5 notes. Pick, 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 pick. Now you play that play along video. Pick, 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 pick. Changing the phrasing because most people see, and I still remember this because I know what it's like to want to solo, because you got to remember, right? I know I mentioned this a few times, but growing up with Jake, he's 5 years older than I am, so a lot of the things he did I couldn't do. I had to learn it, right? So he would learn stuff and then I'd see him play a song and then he'd take a solo. And I would actually, if it was a song I liked, I would ask him to teach it so I could play the song. Okay, so I could play the song, I would practice the song, and then he would solo, when he'd perform. And then the solo would always be different. So I used to be like, why do you keep changing it? I'm trying to learn the song and I think I get it, but then you change it, right? And at that point, I was very young, I didn't kind of understand music so well. I thought everything had to play exactly the same way all the time, right? And if it was different, that means I'm playing it wrong. So anyways, he would tell me he's just, he's soloing, he's making it up as he goes. So I wanted to learn that. And, Jake would say, you just got to practice. And he would say, okay, these are the notes and practice, right? And back then we didn't have recording things like that. So it was actually kind of discouraging, but I'm pretty sure you have to remember I have over 20 years of teaching experience. So I've tried to teach soloing so many different ways, that I think, over the years, it's helped me kind of understand steps to teach it, what works and what doesn't, okay? So keep in mind, there's a lot of steps you need to do before you can actually just start soloing, okay? But if you're like me when I was younger, what you want to do is be able to solo and it sounds kind of like a freestyle. I don't know if you guys listen to rap. I don't really listen to rap either, but when they have those rap battles, and when you hear something like, my name is Bruce and I'm here to say, like you kind of get turned off already. Like you don't even know what they're gonna say, but just that beat, right? So you want it to sound more like it's freestyle, and that's probably what that's like the whole success to the rapper Eminem, right? Is he brought something different because his phrasing, everything is just so unpredictable that it makes it exciting and it makes it fresh. So I'm assuming that's kind of what you're looking for, okay? But you cannot just jump straight into that, okay? So pick, 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 pick. Okay, so you do that exercise. Okay, I think I got that. I got that phrasing. Da 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 da. Okay, now try to come up with a new one. Just listen. Pick, 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 pick. What about that? Pick, 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 pick. Pick, 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 pick. Try it. Pick, 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 pick. Pick, 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 pick. Pick, 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 pick. So now you're actually trying to freestyle, but you're breaking it down, right? You can't just freestyle a whole 2-minute solo, not yet anyways, right? Okay, so now you're trying to get familiar with different phrases, and you're also getting familiar with the notes as well. Okay, so there's two things happening. Okay, because actually when I do stuff like these are things that I've actually practiced before, like little short little riffs. Like for example, this one right here. Okay. So this is a little more advanced. I'm gonna cover these patterns a little later, but for example, I'm just trying to show you that this pattern right here and being able to bend on the D. I used to practice, and you can do it too. You just hit that looper, or you go on, or use that play along video, and you just practice in this area for, I don't know, for hours. So as you can see, there's so many different things I can do with just these 5 notes. So what I want to do is practice it, right? Just practice this little thing. So basically, whenever you see me playing something like this, I'm not using a pattern. I'm relying on notes, okay? I know my notes, and I'm relying on notes, okay? So, and this is, I think this should be basic. This should always come first. I know everybody is excited to learn patterns, okay? But first, learn your notes. Okay, and the good thing about learning your notes and soloing using the notes is it's easier to create a melody, okay? When you use patterns, okay, you're gonna notice, you might say, hey, that's kind of cool because of the bends and everything, but listen to the melody. Can you remember a melody like this? Okay. Versus something like this. Now think about this melody. Actually kind of feels better, sounds better. I'm assuming the second one, okay? It's a nicer, smoother melody, and I feel like you need that in a solo, okay? I'm not saying that it's better, but you need some kind of nice melody in your solo, and you can always go to these patterns later, but you don't want to base your whole solo on scale patterns. That's just kind of my own, that's kind of like my own personal opinion. You want to base your solo on a melody, or keep the melody kind of smooth, not so much jumping around, and then use these scale patterns when you want to throw them in, understanding what it will do to your solo, okay? So I always feel like notes should go first, okay? But here's an example, once again, of, like I was saying, just these 5 notes, right? So imagine if I practice this for a week, okay? Or if you practice this for a week. Just get comfortable with different things you can do with these 5 notes right here. Okay, for 1 week, you just go every day, play that video, try stuff, and then you might start off like this. actually try to, or one time you're gonna take a chance and you might do something like. Oh, wait, what was that? You say, oh, wait, what was that? You say, oh, I like that. So try it again. Practice it. So, oh, I like that line. Find these little phrases you like, and then you say, oh, I like that. Okay, wait, what was that? Okay, and now you're gonna start coming back to that more. Okay, so now this is your phrase you know very well. And I'm basically playing G, A, high C, high D, high C, ba, 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 ba. So I'm going. So I'm basically, right now I have this one phrase that I like, that I'm familiar with. And now I'm trying to expand with the notes and I'm coming back to it. Okay, so imagine now you like that and you master it. So you use that a lot. Okay, and now the next week you try something else. Okay, and then you're gonna find all these phrases, like your phrases that you really like. And you're gonna keep coming back to that. That's gonna be like your signature lick. Okay, and that's how it starts. That's how soloing starts. So it does take practice, but I want you to understand how you're practicing, how to practice. I want you to understand where we're actually going with this whole thing, okay? And it's just one little lick at a time. So if you guys want, so I use this scale, like for me, here's a common thing I do. Bruce, take a solo. All right, thank you, Bob. Come on. I like these pick-me-ups, like these. Okay, that's like how I like to start my solos. Instead of just coming out like, yeah, and then you just pick. Okay, I kind of like these lead-ins right here. Probably tell that this is another little pattern I practice. So, this little sweep. Okay, so I'm not going to really go into detail yet, but this is just another thing I can do so I can stay around here. So all I'm doing is, this is another scale that I used to practice. practice, okay? So I'm familiar with this, okay? And then once again, if I told you, okay, I want you to solo using this pattern. And you might say, oh, I love that. I got that pattern down. Yeah, okay, play it. I got it. Good. And you're gonna say, yeah, man, I practice that pattern all the time. As long as I use that pattern, I can solo. You guys, oh, cool. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you, oh, what about just not using a pattern? Oh. And just kind of using individual notes and going up and down the fretboard. Then you might say, I don't know, I'll try, but I'm not that good at it. So we'll try it. Confident, it doesn't feel like it's you're freestyling, right? It feels a little more controlled and feels like you're not too comfortable. So you can feel that, okay? So, but imagine if you were comfortable with it. So you're comfortable with this, and you're comfortable with this. Okay, now you can kind of mix it up. Picking notes, then I'm kind of coming back to this pattern, and then I'm picking notes again, and every time I come back and I bend on the D, I know exactly where I am. This is my comfort zone, okay? So that's just a taste of what's to come. Of course, it takes practice, and that's why I created that play along video for you guys. So you guys can listen to that, and you guys have to kind of teach yourself, or be specific and understand what pattern you're trying to work on, or what notes, what pick, or pick. If you want to try to add in little triplet notes or whatever, okay? But as you can see, that actually it may look like I'm just moving my fingers anywhere I want, but I've practiced these little drills so much that I'm comfortable being in certain places, so everything is comfortable for me. So I am kind of soloing, improvising, like trying to freestyle, but I've trained myself to do it. Okay, it's not like a natural talent that you cannot learn. Either you have it or you don't. Okay, so go back to the thing now. Another really, really important thing is when we do I'll save it for the next episode, but when we do the same thing but at 96 beats per minute. That's going to change the whole approach, the whole everything. So we'll get to that later. So practice this. And like I said, it doesn't matter if the chords are C, G, A minor, F, or C, E minor, F, G, or maybe C, F, C, G7. Okay? You're still in the key of C. You're around the same tempo, kind of the same groove. You can approach it the same way for now. Okay? And one last analogy is, let's say you're driving, right? You're in a neighborhood that you don't know well, but you have the instructions on how to get there, right? So you're driving and you're not sure, okay, it's not confident. You make a bad right turn, now you're lost, you gotta turn around, okay? What you're trying to do is just drive around the neighborhood, get really familiar with it. And there comes a point where you can be anywhere in that neighborhood and you're gonna say, I know exactly where I am. Oh, you know what? I turned right, this is a bad turn. I didn't mean to turn right here, but that's all right, I know where I am. I'll just go this way. Sometimes you're playing, you go, oh, where am I? Oh, okay, I'll just hang out here a little bit. You start doing your thing. Let's get out of here. It's getting a little boring, or, you're here too long. So you might move up to a different pattern, right? And then you can use your open notes. So we'll cover all of that. Hopefully this helps. And I'm hoping that I could kind of inspire you to see what's happening. And it's not that far away. If you've never taken a solo before, you're not that far away. We just gotta follow the steps. So make use of the soloing play along video at 140 beats per minute. Okay? If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and I will see you guys later.